the depth of emotions with vulnerability, intimacy, and true love life. Well, it is one of the most amazing of journeys. And so, when you know how to be the self of you, you continue to be more of you thanks to mindfulness, mindset, thanks to doing emotions. When you get to do them in here, you get to do them out there. And so, for this lovely portal, as we approach our 8 to 8, let's read Happy. Happy Renewal. This is the card that called to me from my new Egyptian Gods Oracle card deck, but so did Perseverance, Nath, after renewal, and Fruitfulness, which is actively what true love life is about when you are with the person and or people who are wanting to be emotionally emotional with you. Okay, so Happy, he represents the liquid and turbulent element, and emotional plane is that liquid, not turbulent, once you are practiced in open-heartedness with yourself and in being your 1-year-old, and that's your attached but not panicky, because you can be your own safe haven. Since self-regulation is part of the skill set of any person who's doing whether spiritual self-help or self-help with personal development, they're one and in the same. The only difference is with the spiritual group, we also integrate tarot, Akashic record readings, Reiki, and as for mindfulness, we don't have to integrate it, but there's non-secular. It's a practice of the mind. So inner growth mindset with mindfulness doesn't have to involve, again, Reiki or any of the holistic components, but we bring it all together when we're talking about it. Okay, and so in your day-to-day one, you get to actively be mindful when you do have the potential to share love life with a person who wants to hear about the day-to-day, how it's went emotionally and intimately, mentally, and to lift each other up. So you don't have moods in the room, you have people in the room. And that's because Pachas know how to support and enrich each other. Those are healthy, self-worth men, women, and days, which make the best long-term of all that is involving, once again, the day-to-day practices. Our ascension energies support people who are in the 5D collective. They don't navigate the I'm tortured with emotions. I forgave, and so I deserve a medal. My nervous system is broken, and I need to talk about it like it's some torture to learn how to get to expansion of my window of tolerance, okay? There's different degrees. The people who are still very upset in emotional plane, they work first with therapists, then they move into self-help. Personal development, and it's if they want to continue, because some will say, I want to do it, I want life now. So they don't want to do more, because those stepping stones involve you attuning completely, again, to your emotional plane, allowing yourself to know it's coming up, I witness, I appreciate, I process, and then I let go by going to do activities that you enjoy, or again, with love life, you share, hey, hon, hey, I don't know if you use those names, but I want to do some stuff today, okay? And you're obviously going to be on the same page. When we meet people who have different levels of ideas of that's not going to be the same page, that you're not going to share the depth of emotions. There's no love life. There's no romance. There's no intimacy. There's no vulnerability. Straightforward, and we don't actively do the generalizations or stereotypes. So I know that there are men and women out there, and theys probably, who think that there are not emotionally available, in-depth people. There are the ones of us who likely, gladly get to wake up and breathe life in the morning, and then we get to share it with the ones who want to consistently show up and share it with us. Again, our 8 portal, 8188, this Lionsgate portal, for those who expand, will consistently bring to your awareness more of the true love life you want, the intimacy you want, the vulnerability you want, because you have it first and foremost with yourself, and then you share those depths with someone who wants to hear. They will let you know that they want. It'll be straightforward. Okay, and so Happy symbolizes the fertility of the land, the abundance of crops, and life renewed by the annual flood of the river Nile, which brings fauna and vegetation. The lord of fish, birds, and swamps. Happy is portrayed as a man with a large belly and large female breasts, a symbol of fertility. Follow the divine light along the direction of passions. It is time to fully experience everything the world has to offer you. Go with the flow and live more intensely. Happy heralds a renewal, a new life, and new paths to go down. You could acquire imminent fortune in the field of trade. And therefore, be prepared for those of you who are entrepreneurs. You are getting ready to unfold and expand some more. Those of you who are unfolding in your relationships, you can expect to have the opportunity to see some beautiful depths of emotional experiences coming your way. So, perseverance is because two people or more are deciding to be fruitful, and that's with the capacity to know that it means honest, vulnerable conversations, and it also doesn't involve us giving each other percentages. that's not that's not true love life. That's for people who first go to Terry Real and Patrick Tiahan, and then they continue to work with their therapists, and then they also have couple life, and it's actively a fun couple life when people are healthy self-worth, because men, women, and theys, they come together and they lift each other up, which is actually all that any one of you will know of when you are having self-agency as a forefront. So you know yourself. You therefore then have appreciation for what you are interested in, and you have those 24 hours. This is why my solo poly community, we know all about love, polyamory. It's infinite. It's not about unfaithful. It's about us actually being consensually non-monogamous, in case you're curious. And that's something we discuss with those who are our lifelong partners, the ones who want to be with us, safe haven, secure base. So they know how to speak from their mouth, and their heart is always open. That's where the depth of your relationships grow, based on how you appreciate each other and how consistently you come together to share and to savor life. And so 24 hours is what I sing is limited, which is why you coordinate those 24 hours. And of course, we do know that there are those who are a little bit less independent, and they seek different types of relationships than what we discuss here at IHP. And for that, their 1-year-old is actively right now, that's the 43D collective and other soul age groups, where they might be between frustrated and venting to very much longing, and in a way of desiring. 5D collective tends to be proactive, so we are straightforward and practical and emotionally involved in our day-to-day, so we don't miss anything from our life because it's all a bonus. And so people are a bonus when you are choosing to share depth of emotions with vulnerability, intimacy, and that true love life. And that's why no one owes anyone anything. It's we're compatible in that we want to be each other, safe haven, secure base. And that's where the consistency of depth, intimacy, vulnerability, and true romance, for those who stick together, you will see how they are. The ones who don't believe in love everlasting, well, they are the ones who could use good therapy so that they can get out of the bullshit statement, because it's a trust break. And the reality is there's plenty of couples that have any and everything work out because there's good trauma therapists out there who help when there's a non-bilaterally integrated couple. That's men and women days. Any person can, again, reach out if you need any of the names. You want someone that can support you. But life, love life, and life in general, you get to wake up in the morning and share breath and share coffee and share something. You are going to be mesmerized and awed when you are part of the 5D collective. And that's because emotions are not laundry. So you are grateful and you appreciate those loved ones because you build a herd of people where you can be your authentic self and they can be their authentic self. And that's why it's always a lovely experience to be able and share your heart with someone, independently from if there's a mismatch. You will always be appreciative of those who gave you and have given and will continue to give you the opportunity to be able and look in their eyes and you in theirs, and to come together with open hearts and then to consistently build. And the ones who recalibrate to something different, you'll have compersion if you are a healthy self-worth polyamory or monoamory person. Compersion means you're happy for them even when they're with other partners. And that's for those of you who understand unconditional love. It's very clear that true love is when you want another person's happiness. And when I saw teenagers and young adults say they don't deserve to be happy, they don't deserve, I said, hey, you're only pissed at them. You were with them for this many years. You want them to be suffering. That's not how love works. It means that you are actively wanting their hurt. And that is the one key differentiation. If you ever hear people talking about their exes and them wanting them to be upset, I'm going to say that's not true love. True love is I want you to be happy. Even if my heart will have been broken, I will want you to be happy, because a broken heart is, simply put, a sadness that comes because of wanting to connect, so it's still love. And it is a simply put for those of us who have our 1-year-old, because that's exactly what it means to be your own safe haven. It's okay. There's more fish in the sea. When there's a mismatch, it's not the end of love. Again, love is your oxytocin gene hormone. Love life is not over. The only ones who do that are the ones, they unfortunately use the dark sides of neuroplasticity. And they do this little story. Okay, so love is a real thing, and healthy self-worth people are out there. And in this time and era, we have a lot of great therapists that are supporting those who do know I want a true love life to go to get their window of tolerance expanded to window welcome, and for them then to present themselves with open hearts, ready to understand that if a relationship comes to an end, it's not the end of the world, and that there are plenty of people out there that want to share the depths of emotions with vulnerability, intimacy, and true love. There are those who don't know how, even with the therapist. I'm not talking about those people here. The 5D collective, we love to love. That's why we don't say no to any romance. And when it doesn't end up becoming like, aw, I was having a good time, well, there's another fish somewhere. So there's, again, always a new potential love right around the corner. Now, I do know that some of you might be a little bit on that end of the spectrum of what others would say are picky, but I'm going to say if you have a gut, it's simply put that you know what you know, and there is a difference between a securely attached gut, let me share you, and that which is not. Okay, so securely attached gut picks partner or partners based on, we have intellectual interests and emotional interests, and there's this that says yes. Not the gut, this, the heart. What does it mean? So it's going to be Ariel, knowing that Eric can take me with my fishtail. I'm not going to lose my voice. You see what I'm saying? This is who I am. And they're going to laugh, and you're going to laugh too. It's not going to be, I feel that I have to do or play some game, and, I will get, and I'll try doing another episode for this one to expand a little bit. But I know that it's not always straightforward for those who are not securely attached. That's why I was trying to create an example, because I'm securely attached. So I will know if somebody is consistently showing up because they're open to the relationship from the depths, or if they're showing up but they're not open. So when they're not open, they're holding back. When they are open and exploring, then they will be open, and it's an energetic feel that you get here. Again, not here. The gut tells you yes or no. That's what the gut says, not maybe so. The gut also tells you this doesn't feel right for me, because I don't have the potential to be with my tail. That's not okay. Then you're not mine. Okay, so as a mystic, for example, polyamory, you don't like me, it's okay, you don't have to. I'll feel that I might get rejected. I'll be okay with it. I'll be able to, again, present myself today to someone else, basically, that will say, you're cute. I like your tail. It's immediate. And this is what tells you if the other person is open to you. And if they're being a person who is growing in the confidence that they have with you. And I'm talking right now to my mystics particularly, and anyone who has a good relationship with your body. So you are intuitive, but in a way not of doing anyone is good or bad, not in casting stones. So you know when you're making compromises because you'll be hiding part of who you are, or you'll feel shy to share it. You'll know when you have a challenge talking about something. And if another person is also mature enough, that's the part of where you'll notice. So you'll notice if someone is open to reassuring you, because they'll do so if they pick up on the fact that you have some uncertainty or fears. And that's the nice part of tangoing, by the way. Okay, and we're going to wrap it up right now. But for our lovely, again, Lionsgate portal for the 5D collective, there's expansion. You being able to be you, an Ariel with a fish tail, and them being able to be them, and people who are working authentically on being their self. So they want vulnerable, they want to self-regulate with you, okay? And therefore, the ones who are in it for the long haul are the ones who are showing up. The ones who have no long haul, you're simply getting settled into being able to enjoy your existing relationships and knowing that love is always there. And when it shows up, you'll know because it'll be clear. And if it shows up and then it leaves, it's okay because you got to enjoy further expansion. This is what an independent 1-year-old, secure attachment, functional adult heart can tell you. It doesn't get harder, it gets more fun. And you also learn how to know yes, no, yes, no. There's no maybe. We don't do maybes. Nobody does a maybe. In a functional adult land, maybe is no, romantically speaking. But again, it's because you do have healthy self-worth. You know how to say, I have a fishtail, you don't like it, there's a door. You know how to stand your ground for that which brings you emotional fulfillment to your day-to-day. It's not about saying you have to do what I want you to do. No, it's my emotional and mental fulfillment in my 24 hours. So again, I use the fishtail as the example because that's what Ariel is. Her changing into having legs, you know what I mean? So you don't change who you are. You don't change that. For me, I have clairs. You don't change that you are a person who loves more than one person. You don't change that which you are a representative from here of. You can look older, yes, but you become more of the essence of love and life that you are if you have your self lens. When it comes to professional, personal relationship, that's a different story. I'm right now talking about deep emotions, vulnerable intimacy with a human being or more. It's called being yourself easily and having a good time. The 4D talks about it like some big whoop to do, like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. And that's because the people who don't know how to be their self are like the teenagers I saw acting like they did and then they didn't because they are actively crapping on each other anytime anyone does something different than the other. They offended me, they did. So there's plenty of people who don't do any of it. Come on over, join us. And I hope you're having a wonderful, again, day. And as this lovely 8-8 comes up, I know that the 5D collective is growing bountiful as you settle into the physical mastery. That's where I'm settling in right now as an Akashic record reader. You will be able to consistently know your voice, your story, and what you're here to share. And as a spiritual self-help guide, life coach, supporting person, it's going to be you who tells me. And the nice thing about love life is that it's not boring. There's no charges. There's no splinters. If there's any debates, they're passionate. If there's any flat lines, there's not really a flat line. It's more of a river and a stream of water that has, a clear water, okay? So with that being said, again, it's straightforward to the open hearts. If you have questions, let me know. Have a great one.